it is time to pay a bill because, the season is here. And in fact, it is spooky season. You see, I got my Halloween on, right? You know what it is. So with that being said, man, sometimes with your delicate twins, they can get real Halloween-like as well. When you allow them things to get out of control, right? When you don't keep the grass low so the tree can show a little bit more, sometimes it get real spooky, okay? And I don't want anybody being spooky or spooking their significant other when they go to have a little bit of one-on-one time, okay? So with that being said, what you need to do is hit up our friends at Manscaped because, by the way, this podcast is sponsored by Manscaped, the leaders in below the waistline grooming. And I must say they are phenomenal with their products. But more importantly, when we talk about anybody, especially Manscaped, especially them, we only talk about them if we got a promo code because we're for the people.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's what we are. We're men of the people. Okay? We're men of the people. So with that being said, ladies and gents, if you use the promo code MOOTS, you receive 20% off of your purchase along with free shipping worldwide. It gets no better than that, ladies and gentlemen. All right? It gets no better. So stop wasting time. Do not trick or treat early, okay? Don't go out here and be in spooky season with your stuff not being groomed the way it needs to be groomed, okay? Take care of your business. Use the Manscaped 4.0. Holla at us, all right? Boom.
Well, what part of the defense do you want to start with?
Man, let's start with the secondary, bro. I mean, for me, right? I ain't gonna lie. I love that defensive backfield that they got, man.
Yeah, it's definitely Broncos.
It's tough. God, dog, they tough right now.
Even if Roby doesn't come back, all signs are pointing to that he does. Mm-hmm. Or Surtain doesn't play. As long
I still think Surtain's gonna play.
As long as either one of them play.
Section chest.
As long as either one of them play, you got Surtain, you got Roby, you got Callahan, you got Simmons back. Or we're not talking safeties, just the cornerbacks, correct? Yeah, they're pretty loaded.
Even though I low key wanted to lump them all together, though. I'm not gonna lie, I did want to lump them together, but we don't have to. We could separate. Definitely separate them. We'll separate.
Okay.
Because I do think it makes it more interesting when we talk to the safeties as well.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
but I'm with you on cornerbacks because outside of Joe Hayden, it depends
on how people feel about Joe Hayden. Because
I was gonna say, and you could probably make a case for any one of those dudes, like their top three guys, to potentially be better than Joe Hayden right now.
Yeah,
I know Surtain's young, but everyone's saying he's a stud.
Bro, you watch him on tape, that dude don't look like a rookie out there, man.
And then we have Cam Sutton, we have Pierre. What's the deal with Trey Norwood? He's not playing that much anymore.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to. I think it's more so they're trying to figure out where to play him because remember I told you week 1 he played a lot early in the game at nickel. Then they started bumping him back to safety and allowing Minka to play down in the box. Then the following week it was once again Minka down almost exclusively in the slot and Norwood playing up at the safety spot. Since then, though, I haven't really seen a lot of Norwood out there as much, but we have seen Minka more in the post as well. So maybe they don't want to put Norwood back in the slot right now.
Yeah, maybe it's matchup based. I don't know.
But we thought he played well in the slot in week 1. We were actually surprised by it, especially his physicality and stuff like that. So, yeah, I was a little surprised, man. But, I haven't heard anything in terms of why he hasn't been out there. But I found out, though. I could definitely find out.
Yeah, because then we got Pierre, Sutton, Trey Norwood is basically our three guys after Hayden versus who they have. It's not even close.
I got you right here. Darius Mayo just brought it up. Darius Mayo said, I think Arthur Milet has taken the spot.
You know what? Yeah, because he played like 30 or 40%.
Yeah, and I meant to talk about him on
that's a good point.
I wanted to talk on Monday, and then because we ended up doing on Tuesday, I totally forgot. But I thought he played well, man. He's super physical at the line of scrimmage. His tackling, bro. You watch him. He had a couple tackles for loss. Yeah,
that's always a good thing.
But he had a couple tackles, TFLs in that Packers game. He's really good with his hand. Almost reminds me of Mike Hilton, but just a taller, leaner version. Whereas Mike was a little shorter and more muscular. And obviously, Mike used more of his quickness and agility to get around guys. Whereas Arthur, man, I just like how he had in hands guys, dude. He plays almost like a linebacker, like a small wheel linebacker a little bit, man. Watching him, I'm like, yo, I like his game right now, man.
We even saw that on the highlights whenever we picked him up. Man. Not drafted him, but picked him up in this offseason.
Yeah, but I like that about him, man. So, yeah.
Yeah, maybe they just feel more comfortable with him then because he's taken up. He got 30% or 40%.
Right. And I would say this, if they're going to talk about playing those guys exclusively in the slot, right, I do like Arthur Milet's ability in the run in terms of run support more than I like Trey Norwood's.
And we needed that against the Packers.
Right. And then in terms of those two guys in coverage, I haven't seen enough of Arthur Maulet looking bad. You know what I mean? Like,
no, he hasn't gone bad. Yeah, I don't remember a play he's gone bad.
Right. That's my thing. So, I'm even trying to think back to training camp. I don't remember him ever having like these egregious.
He had a couple in preseason,
in the games, right? But not like in the practice. That's what I'm trying to think of. Just like, okay, what was that like? What was that like? I thought as a whole, like his physicality always showed up though. That was the one thing with him. Yeah. It showed up because I always thought that he was like the physical side of Antoine Brooks, and then I thought that Norwood kind of gave me the coverage side of what Brooks could give me, and that's why I like Brooks so much because like, he's kind of like the perfect blend right now. Yeah. It's nuts, right? But once again, what did we say? He played the first preseason game, looked good, and then never practiced again. You can't play if you're not practicing, man. That's just how it goes.
Didn't someone pick him up immediately, right?
I can't remember.
It was probably the Rams. Rams were picking up all of our guys. I do want to double check. I swear because they picked up Duck immediately. Let me see. Yeah. Rams.
On the Rams?
Yeah, Rams picked him up.
Damn, they got him. And who else they got?
They picked up someone recently too, right?
Yeah,
I know they picked up Duck, but
it was somebody somebody just picked up. Like we just cut them or released them.
Jones, do you remember Jones?
That's who it was. I was like, who am I forgetting? Yes, it was him.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
They're just picking up our scraps.
Maybe they know something we don't know. What is their record?
They're playing
they're
good.
Defeated right now. They got beat by.
They got
Chargers.
housed by Cardinals last week.
Oh, Cardinals. That's who got them. Okay.
Yeah, they look good though. Yeah. They look good.
And the Cardinals look really good.
They got a tough game tonight or Thursday
Tomorrow,
night. They play the Seahawks. I mean, obviously the Rams have the better team, but you just never know with Russell Wilson.
This is true.
You just never know with him.
All right.
So where are we at? That's cornerbacks. We both agree on corners. So we agree. Broncos.
Yeah. Broncos by far. Yeah, they got the guys right now. But that was good though about Arthur Maulet, man. I'm glad that we had a chance to bring him up, man, because I totally forgot. So shout out to everybody. Not everybody, but dang, I'm drawing a blank on my man that just brought him up. Jeez. Well, you know who you were in the chat. I shouted y'all in the front end. So we are good. All right. Safeties. This
is tough.
This is extremely
Edmonds made me look bad last week. I keep saying underrated. But if this is gonna be close to the Bengals because you got Jackson, Edmonds, comparable.
Yeah.
Minka, Simmons, comparable. Yeah.
How you feel about Minka? People not as happy about Minka right now.
I was gonna say we got PFF slandering his name right now with the ratings. That stands for Pro Football Fake News, though. So you can't really trust that.
And drop it in the chat too, man. Which position group y'all like better? The Steelers safeties or the Broncos safeties? Drop it down in the chat. Let us know who you think, which group you think has the advantage. That we'll definitely make sure we read those off to y'all as well. Because like I said, y'all just much part of the show as we are, man. So yeah, put it in the chat, baby.
Edmonds can't have another play like that though. He can't. I don't expect him to.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do the whole thing I did against the Bengals. Mm-hmm. If I think Minka's better than Simmons, there you go, Steelers right there.
Okay.
And then we could even go Edmonds, Jackson, Wash, but I do think Edmonds is more of what we've seen throughout earlier this season and even most of last season than what we saw in the Packers game. Because honestly, I think that was the only play really, the one across the middle to Cobb. That he let
that
up.
That was the worst one.
That was really it. So, I mean, that's going to happen. If you play in the secondary, something like that's going to happen. I mean, Joe Hayden got crossed up on that screen pass by Devontae Adams. I mean,
he did get
and I'm not thinking anything less than of Joe Hayden. So that happens. I'm going with our safeties. Okay. I get if anyone wants to go Broncos, but if I think Minka's as good as he is, and I actually think he gets a pick this game, maybe
he's
even
been dropping a couple now, man.
Maybe even two. He's due. He's due, definitely.
Okay, so let's look into the chat real quick to see what the people are saying in terms of the safety matchup. Steelers Nation says he's taking the Denver safeties, Kareem Jackson and Justin Simmons, over our safeties. Okay, Crown also says the Broncos. Darius Mayo says he's rolling with the Steelers. Steelers safeties. Okay, Donald Martell also says the Steelers safeties. Unpopular opinion says Steelers. I'm picking Minka every time. Okay.
Yeah, he's not playing as bad as what PFF's saying. If anything, I think he's playing pretty damn good, especially with his tackling.
I would agree. The tackling is definitely looking good.
That's the knock that everyone had on Minka the offseason. Like, oh, this is why he's not in the top 3 in our rankings because of tackling. He's not as physical. He's been...
only knock on him right now,
he's been pretty physical.
It's just he's not making the plays that he's supposed to make.
Yeah, he should have 2 picks thus far.
That's my knock on him right now. I think his tackling has definitely improved. That's been
actually
the most
3 picks.
It should absolutely be 3
because Terrell Edmonds' pick should have been his, but then he dropped another one in the Bengals game, and then he dropped one.
And he dropped the one versus Packers. Yeah. So for me, when I think of Minkah, I'm like, man, I love how he's improved his tackling, just his overall desire. Right? You watch him on tape now, it's like he's not trying to shy away. He's not taking a bad angle. Like, nah, he going ahead and do what he got to do. I love that about him right now. But you got to make the play you're supposed to make. That's the thing. Like, balls cannot hit your hand. Footballs can't hit your hand, and you just allow them to fall harmlessly to the ground. When we talk about elite safeties, which we view him as, that's what he's going to have to start doing. He's been doing that in his career, and that's why I'm looking at it similar how you are. These drop picks that he's had are flukes. These are one-offs, all right? But he got to get
some easy ones too.
Right. That's
I know the one he was diving a little bit, but it was a soft ball.
Right. And we know how impactful those plays are. And that's ultimately why we are so high on our defense, because we talk about Mink. We say, yo, he's going to create turnovers. He creates splash. It's kind of like when we talk about TJ. It's like, yo, he's going to get sacks. He's going to create splash. Our defense is predicated on that. So that's for me with Mink is like, all right, that's my only knock right now. You just got to start making the plays you're supposed to make, baby.
Everyone's going to point to the whole Ruggs touchdown, but you talked about
right, but I already said that was a one-off where he's been doing this the whole game. You're designed to do what? Watch Waller, provide over at Hope Top on Waller.
And Norwood didn't get the sack.
You know what? Go.
Maybe it is. They saw that. They're like, you know what? Millet's not hesitating. He's blasting the quarterback there.
No, for a fact. Millet doesn't. That boy like a rocket shot out, man. Hey, look, and I don't know if it was because we got the same name, but I really was like feeling his game. I'm like,
all right, you're pumped.
Like I'm like,
you were nervous when we signed him because you thought we signed you.
Yes, I almost had a heart attack.
Arthur M.
You know, but now I'm doing a lot better with it.
Yeah.
And now it is good to see that I can watch him and be like, yo, that's my Arthur brother right there. We got to get him on the show.
That's a unique name. Yeah.
I'm going to have to get him on the show just so I can call him Arthur. That's all I'm saying.
Sure.
Man. Just so I can call him Arthur.
Who's your pick?
All right. So for me, man, I will go with, no. This is easy. I'm going Steelers safeties. And here's why. You watched the tape last week, right? Justin Simmons, they picked on him. Lamar Jackson, people always talk about Lamar can't throw. Lamar was picking on Justin Simmons. Him and Hollywood Brown and Mark Andrews, they got after that boy multiple times, and not just on those short throws either. House calls. The right. Post, bro, he spit Simmons in a circle. Mark Andrews, 2 20, 30-yard catches on down the field. Justin Simmons is in coverage right there. To me, I'm just like, I haven't seen Mika get picked on. I've seen Mika drop picks, but he don't get picked on. At times, Lamar, for a fact, they were picking on him. I'm like, bro, all right, I like it. Kind of remind me of when we saw Seven go at Jair Alexander on the offsides where he pumps it and hits Deontay, and we were like, oh, I didn't think he was going to try him. It was like, oh, I didn't think Lamar was going to try Justin, and then he tried him again, and then he came back, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah, it's a good point. Ravens, Lamar threw for 300 yards against this secondary.
Exactly, bro.
Some people are thinking, I looked through some Broncos stuff, they think it's more of a one-off, but it just goes hand in hand with them. You're actually playing a good team now, though.
And Lamar definitely was missing too, bro.
Oh, he was,
he had a couple more he could have hit.
Yeah, in the dirt.
Yes, he had a couple more he definitely could have hit. Tutties, big games. So that's my thing. I'm like, I respect Justin Simmons' game. I do. But you got to play. I don't care about the name. You got to play. And going off of that tape last week, man, we know Lamar. Lamar is a great player, but he's not a great passer, right? We say Lamar is good passer, great runner, right? And when you combine them together, that's how you get this great playmaker as a whole. But when I see him doing those things and Justin Simmons is the guy that seems to be reoccurring, I'm like, I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to see, baby. Now I need 7. I'm rolling. I'm depending on my dog this week. I'm going blind faith biasness right now. Blind faith, straight biasness. That's all. I'm there with it. Okay, I'm there with it because my dog. It hurts me a little bit when I'm seeing the slander the way it's getting. All right,
I'm telling you.
That's all I'm saying. So blind faith. I'm like, if Lamar's cooking like this, I need you 7. Okay, this
is it. Look, I'm telling you.
It's funny in here with me and you going at it, right? Because I'm like, you the only one that's really like heavy been like that. I'm gonna just kind of be chill with it. But with my other shows, I'm like, I gotta go get the. I'm putting the Deke on. You know what I mean? I gotta get the jab. Like, hold on, I want all 7 men here. Take this hook. You know what I mean? So I need 7 this week, baby. I need them. Okay, I need them.
I'm excited.
I don't know how many more I can take. Yeah. I need you 7, please. This is your week. So yeah, man.
I'm thinking so too.
No.
Okay, we got 2 on the defense, cornerback, safeties, outside linebackers.
We're healthy right now.
It's got to be us.
Yeah, we're healthy. We're healthy.
Because all they got's Von Miller. But then if we're saying TJ Watt's healthy, I'll take TJ over Von. But then they don't have like a second guy, whether you want to say Ingram or Highsmith, because maybe you could say Ingram's the better player right now over Highsmith. But the combination of both, playing like 50% of the snaps, that's better than anyone else they got. So I think that's an easy one. I think that's us.
I would agree. And I'm putting it in the chat right now. Which OLBs, which stands for outside linebackers, are you taking in this matchup? It's talking Steelers and Broncos. All right. So just keep rocking with us. Y'all know what we doing over here. So drop it in the chat which outside linebacker group you like, though. But so you said you're taking us. Yeah, if we're healthy, man, I think this is a no-brainer.
I have no reason to say TJ's not. We could just say, all right, he had an off game last week. Even though he had 2 sacks, but still, he wasn't TJ. I was surprised at the end of the day. He played like 85%. I looked at that.
Yeah. So for me, man, going off of what they said, because that's what we're doing right now, right? We're not hearing anything that, we're taking it 100% at their word. If our outside linebacker group is healthy, and I'm talking the big 3, TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, and Melvin Ingram.
Who would have thought Ingram's the healthiest, though, this whole season?
That was the craziest part, because he was the one that I was most concerned about with his health.
He's always hurt.
Right. Like, recently. Like, it's crazy. But, yeah, for me, man, if our 3 are healthy, their best right now is Von Miller. And Von isn't playing Von Miller-like. It's almost like, we know Von, right? Von, TJ, Khalil Mack, Aaron Donald, those guys are 10s, right? In terms of what their potential is, what they're capable of playing at. Right now, to me, Von isn't playing at that 10. He's playing at, I don't want to disrespect, like 7.5. That's just my perspective of it. All right. And I'm a Von Miller fan. Like, I love Von Miller's game. Like, I loved him way more than Khalil Mack, right? But watching him, he just doesn't look the same right now. And TJ, I'm like, even though TJ wasn't 100% healthy last week, TJ looks closer to healthy or closer to normal than Von Miller does, if you get what I'm saying right there. So that's why for me, if those two are that close, they for a fact don't have an Alex Highsmith. They for a fact don't have a Melvin Ingram. Got to go with our OLBs. But let's see what the chat said, man, in terms of which outside linebackers they would be taking. All right.
So Von Miller is on their injury report. It just says rest right now, though. Yeah. I don't know if they're doing a little smoke and mirrors. They got a ton of dudes on here.
Yeah. He'll play. But
Melvin Gordon did not practice. Lower leg. But some of the stuff that we already said earlier is like they're 2 offensive guards. They're limited. Right. So maybe they're leaning more towards playing. And it's
still early in the week for them dudes, man.
Yeah. Teddy Bridgewater did not practice. Yeah. But yeah.
All right. But in terms of when we asked the chat, who would they take, the Steelers or the Broncos outside linebackers? Gary Thornton says Steelers. Zach Pierce says Steelers. Donald Martell, not even a question. Steelers. Steelers Nation says, of course, Pittsburgh by far when healthy. 100% with that, man. LL says Steelers outside linebackers. And then Zeke Shazier, our across the pond homie, says Steelers outside linebackers easy.
We got Shoot the Rock, dude. We met over in Green Bay.
Shoot the Rock, absolutely.
Says Von Miller, a dog, won the Broncos that Super Bowl, but he's definitely fallen off a little bit.
Yeah, facts, man. Like I said,
and he also said he's taking the Steelers too.
Love Von, but he is not looking the same right now, man. Mason Neville, he asked, is Bradley Chubb hurt? Yeah, he actually just had surgery. I believe it was
recently. It was like a week or so ago.
Yeah, it was like last Wednesday. I want to say he had surgery, so he's on their injury reserve. Yeah, he's not going to be out here this week. I don't even know if he's coming back this season. I haven't followed his injury enough like that, but he won't be available to them this week. So yeah,
I'm not saying anything else.
Yeah, everybody else is
a lot of people
rolling
with
us. Absolutely, man.
Yeah,
I like it. All right, what you think about the front though, man? In terms of their D line versus our D line, Shelby Harris, Mike Purcell, Jermont Jones.
There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. Those are some good players, solid, but they don't have Cam Hayward. And if it just sucks, we don't have Alu or Tuitt, because that could be the hammer where I'm just like, it's not even close.
Yeah, because right now it's just we got Cam,
we got Wormley, we got Bugs.
Yeah.
How comparable
Cam is nice? The others make it formidable, but it's like even like recent Cam. Like, it still isn't like crazy productivity right now.
Oh, he bought out in that Bills game.
Right.
Even
that's
the Raiders.
What I'm saying, though. But that's what
last
I'm saying, like,
2 weeks.
Right. But you see, it now, could that be because of TJ and those guys not being there? You put more focus on them? Absolutely. I think that has played a part of that. But still, it has been a little bit different recently compared to the start of the season.
Yeah. I feel like the Packers, though, even just as an offense, when you have Rodgers, you have Aaron Jones, you have Devontae Adams. That poses a little. And the Packers' offensive line played surprisingly good. Not surprisingly in the run game, but we couldn't get any pressure. So maybe, and we put the defense in a tough spot. So maybe we could just say, and I said it last time we did the podcast, just like a weird game, bad breaks, put the defense in tough spots, like defensive line against their offensive line and what they got going on offense. I could see Cam like wreaking havoc this game.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I just dropped it in the chat. But yeah,
I'm going us. I'm going us because we got Cam. They got dudes that are solid quality NFL players, but we have Cam Hayward. We have. I don't want to say a reach here and say borderline Hall of Famer, but perennial Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
All pro type of guy. That's who we got. They don't have a guy like that.
Yeah, I would agree, man. I would agree. Yeah, let us know in the chat though, man. When I said which DL you taking,
that could be a decent
D-line. Which D lineman are you taking? The Steelers D line or the Broncos D line?
What does Cam got to do to get in the Hall of Fame? He needs another Pro Bowl or two, and I think he needs a Super Bowl.
I think you need a lot more, bro.
You think?
Yes, I know it's the Steelers thing, bro. I get you, but to me, I think his case is worse than Hines right now.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm definitely with you on that.
Yeah.
He still has a few more years. Like if he gets 2 or 3 more Pro Bowls, and we got to win a Super Bowl though too. I think.
I don't think it would just be Pro Bowl. I think he needs to have. He
needs another All Pro.
No, he need to like go off. Like he need a 15 pluser. One of those. I'm serious, bro. Like dudes ain't just getting in the hole, man.
Yeah, I guess Casey.
Dudes ain't just getting in the hole like
Casey
that,
Hampton's got 5 Pro Bowls, 2 Super Bowls.
Like the Hall of Fame is the Hall of like. Pro Football Hall of Fame, man, that standard, they hold it to a high standard, man. It's not like the NBA. If it's the NBA, absolutely. I'm like, yeah, he's in, Hines in, Casey in, this guy's in, that guy's in. But the NFL or Pro Football Hall of Fame, man, they don't operate like that, man.
Yeah. I was just thinking, I wonder how good of a case he'd have. You're probably right.
Yeah. And that's my dog, man. I would love for him to do. I just don't think that he has done enough to get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like legitimately in that conversation.
Yeah. Oh yeah, not right now, right now. But he's still got a couple years, and you're right.
Some time, though, man.
And you're right. I think it would even be tough if he gets the 5 or 6 at the next 2 or 3 years. The Super Bowl would definitely help, though. Like some type of like crazy like playoff impact that he would have. But yeah, I get what you're saying. But I'm going with us. I'm going with us though. They don't have that type of guy.
Absolutely. Yeah, it looks like people in the chat got a little confused on my DL. I should have put D line. But anyway,
what'd you say?
I said which DL you taking?
That's like disabled list.
Right. I'm like, oh, it's probably not the best. So yes. Anywho. In terms of the D line, so you said you're taking our D line.
Someone's saying Denver's D line was shorthanded.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna type it all the way in this time. Which D line are you taking on Sunday? See, you gotta be specific at once. Which D line are you taking on Sunday? The reason I typed it because they can get it faster than if I just said this out here, right?
For sure.
But in terms of which D line I like, when healthy, I love ours. I just hate the fact that we're not really healthy right now. That seems to be like my biggest hang up.
So Cam bugs Wormley.
Right.
The occasional Mondo sighting versus.
Now, both of their guards are questionable right now, but it is still early in the week. I just don't. I'm trying to.
They just don't have enough star power on their defensive line.
You play the game though. We play the game of which matchup do we like better? Right. How much do I like our D line versus their O line? Versus how much do I like their D line versus our O line?
You could always pull that card, right?
Because I'm like, yeah,
because Purcell, Harris.
But you got to think who they going against.
Yeah. I like what I saw last week though. I like the improvement.
All right.
It's not enough for you.
Oh, I'm working through it. I'm processing through it right now. All right. I wanted to do it like this. Okay. I didn't want to think about it ahead of time. I was like, let me just think about this thing as it's happening right now. So I'm still trying to talk myself into it. Okay. Oh, man. I just don't like the fact we're not healthy. I'm sorry. I don't like that, man.
Yeah, it's Purcell, Harris, Tremont Jones. I think they got a couple dudes like they'll rotate into, like Deshaun Williams. McTelvin again.
You know what?
Versus Wormley, Bugs, Cam Hayward.
I do like Wormley though.
I know you've been high on him this year. He had the forced fumble. I was seeing a highlight.
I like Wormley.
He did a nice little swim move on him too.
Wormley's not a guy that you're going to game plan around. He's not a guy that you typically talk about, but he's one of those glue guys. He just fits. He plays a role, and he's a veteran at it. And when I see him, I'm just like, yo, that's what he does. He's fundamental. You hardly ever see him get reached. You hardly ever see him giving up ground. He's never out of his gap. He's fundamental, man. He's a good player. That's why I like him, man.
He'd be really nice as our third or fourth guy, though. That's the unfortunate thing.
But that's what he was signed to be.
I know.
Third or fourth guy. And now he's kind of forced into this action. But what I'm saying is, even with him out there, right, it's not going to kill you. He just doesn't give you the same level of playmaking that those other guys give you, right? We talked about Tyson, how he gives you crazy playmaking in the run. You talk about he gives you crazy playmaking across the board. Wormley won't give you the playmaking like those guys, but it's not a drop off in terms of just your consistency, your play in and play out. Wormley can give you that better than Bugs, better than Davis, better than Mondo, better than anybody you want to name right now. He's going to be the most consistent, but like I say, he just doesn't give you the high end, the splash that we all love. But it was good to see him get the forced fumble last week, man.
Which one are you picking?
All right. Well, I wanted to stall a little bit as well, man, to see what everybody else had put in the chat. So now let's look to see, man, because I have retyped it in.
Some people want Davis in here.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Mark Tobin. Bugs is just the guy. I'd take Davis over him.
See, I like Bugs' energy, though, man. Gary Davis says Denver's D-line right now. Okay. Blitzberg says he's taking the steal curtain, or our defense, obviously.
Yeah.
Let's see. Kenneth Beamer says our D-line as well. All right. Corey Anderson says our D-line. Absolutely. I like that. Yeah, Steelers Nation agrees with me. He says when healthy, he's rolling with Pittsburgh. Rod Dallas says Steelers D-line if Tuitt comes back.
He's not coming back.
But he's not going to be back this week. Yeah, he's not back. The only person
I heard some McFarland.
Yeah, Anthony McFarland. They have put him on that same list as Banner. So
I would like to see McFarland back.
Right. Banner has one more week before they officially have to make a decision whether or not to put him on the active roster. Anthony McFarland, they just designated him as a guy to return from IR. I believe that was earlier today.
Yeah, I saw it today.
Earlier today they designated him, so he'll have essentially 3 weeks from today for them to make a decision whether or not to put him on the active roster. I still don't know
what he hurt, why he was hurt, when he got hurt. Either, I still don't know. But
I do not either.
You talk about the whole Aaron Jones element from the podcast last week, just that speed and how we were using him in preseason. He looked good. McFarland looked good. So I'll be interested to see what he could bring to the offense if we actually get him some snaps.
Yeah,
I'd be pretty amped.
Absolutely. Now, Yun Rico says Denver's D-line. He also says this: one player doesn't make a good D-line. Because we were talking about how we have Cam, but we, across the board, it's not as high end of playmaking. All right, I can see that.
I know, I get what he's saying. Yeah. I just don't think their guys are that much more amazing than either Bugs or Wormley right now. And then you could say they're better, but I'll take Cam though. Okay. I'll take Cam as the main guy.
Well, Bradley Howell says a push. He says he thinks
I could see that.
Yeah. I could definitely see that as well. All right. Well, for me, man, the only reason I'll go us.
There it is.
For a couple of reasons, though, man. Number one, the Cam Hayward element is very real, right? In terms of when we're just talking, if both groups are comparable, which I do think both of these groups are pretty much spot on right now, more so because of our health. And for them, it's just that's who they are. When it's equal like that, I always look to, okay, who has the high end guy? Who has that star, that big name, or a guy that can just produce? And we have that in Cam Hayward right now. So I do think that kind of gives us that edge right there. Slight edge, but that to me is the deciding factor. Because Wormley, like I said, good player, but he's not going to make me sway yay or nay when we're comparing him to the guys from Denver. But Cam, he is that type of guy that can make me sway yay or nay. So that's why for me, I'm rolling with them because of Cam.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're right. It's close.
The Steelers.
It's close, though. It's very close. I had to think about this one.
No, it's very close to me, man.
One more on defense. Inside linebackers. I'm going us.
All right. Okay.
They just got guys.
They do.
Alexander Johnson.
Dude,
Justin Stranad. He's their other guy.
Why you got to come at him like that, bro?
I've never heard of him before. No, I know people want to rip on Bush and stuff.
Yeah.
I think Schobert's playing pretty damn good, though.
Fair.
So, yeah, I like Bush and Schobert over there, 2 players at inside linebacker for sure. From at least even what I've seen in the Ravens game that I watched, like, yeah, these guys aren't jumping off the screen to me.
I was trying to make sure I typed in the right way this time instead of just putting like DL or LD and all the other like just letters. So that's why I was still listening to you. But
no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Bush Schobert.
For sure. Yeah. They a nicer way to put it is they don't have the high end talent at the inside linebacker position that we typically have right now. We're not gonna just call them just guys, man. Come on, man. We gotta be nice, all right? Not just guys. They don't have the high end talent though. And I do agree with that. And even
they've done better than me, and they're NFL players. So, I'm. Although you know what,
talk your talk, man. You better talk your talk.
This is pretty damn cool.
You better talk your talk. Okay, yeah. I bet your body feel better than theirs too.
That's fair.
100%. Okay.
I mean, that's the price you pay.
Hey, it's the price you pay.
It is. I mean,
shoot, low key, you probably have more of a household name than them right now. No, that's it. Soon though.
I wouldn't say that.
Coming soon.
In the Pittsburgh market, yes.
In the Pittsburgh market, definitely.
In the Pittsburgh market, yes.
That's a start though.
Yeah, I guess it is.
We couldn't say that 3 years ago. That's all we're saying, man.
All right, exactly.
See. Small victories, man. Small victories.
That's a good point.
But yeah, man, for me, man, I like our linebackers a lot more. In terms of Devin Bush and Joe Schobert, they're better players. It's not a knock. We're not taking shots at the Broncos linebackers in terms of Alexander Johnson, Justin Stranad. I think that's how you say his name. I don't even know how to pronounce that thing. It's like Strnad. It's like the weirdest.
Strad.
Yeah, Strad.
Yeah,
that guy. But yeah, it's not a knock on those guys or anything like that. I just personally think that our guys are just more talented. You know what I mean? They fly around. Now with Devin. Still growing pains. But like you said, though, Joe has been, he's starting to get his legs under him in this defense. He's starting to get a little bit more comfortable. That's starting to show up a lot more on tape. And I think for him, the longer he's playing in this defense, by the back end of the season, we're going to see him looking even better because for him, it's just comfort.
And we're thinking that with Bush, hopefully, too.
Yeah. The reason it sucks for Bush, though, is just because the expectations are so high for him.
Whereas, Schobert, we got you off the streets for a 6th-round pick. So anything you do that's like better than Spillane is amazing.
And I think that's one of the bigger differences. I know I suffered from that when I watched him on tape because I watched Joe and I'm like, Joe can do something that's kind of decent. I'm like, bro, that's a good play. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, that
Joe.
little
you know what
pass,
I mean?
What was it? The pass deflection with Aaron Jones in the end zone. That was nice.
But what is Devin? But if Devin did, I'm like, well, I expect that. You Devin Bush, you 10th overall pick. We traded up. Wait, catch it next time. Get the pick. So I know that I'm guilty of that when I'm watching
it. The 5-5 high expectations.
I don't know. It's not even the number. I just think it's just the fact that we, the expectation was Shazier. For me, I'm like, I'm going to hold you to that. Like, that's just how I view it. And he has that potential. That's the part with Devin. That's why it's like, it's fun to watch him because he is more than capable of growing into that. I just don't know when is it going to materialize. Like that's the only thing with him right now.
Well, just think of how many snaps he's had over these past 2 years, and he's still young.
Yep.
So that's why we're thinking it's just more reps. Mm-hmm. When's going to be like the big turning point where we're like, wow, like he's off and running.
Right.
Is it too early right now? I don't know, but I'm still taking him and Schobert over both of their guys.
I mean, technically, this would be not even the halfway point of his second season based on how many games he's played.
Oh no, word.
That's what I'm saying. This would be 8 total for him right now, 9 maybe.
He played like 5, I think, last year.
Right, 5 last year. He's at 4 right now. That's what I'm saying. Point. It's like 9 games. It's midway. So he's still even at the whole second year mark. It's just like he still hasn't played a lot of ball. Even though he's been in the league now for a couple of years, he hasn't played a lot.
He played a ton his rookie year.
Yeah, that was it. You know what I mean?
That's your rookie year.
Yeah. So when I think of Devin, that's like the thing with him. I'm a little bit more patient, even though my expectations are really high. But long story short, a long answer, just to get to see what group we were taking. I wanted to add that to what the chat was going to say.
Yeah, let's see.
Wiley Locke says
they got all agree with us.
Yeah, he
right?
said Steelers linebackers easily #still pain or still rain. Excuse me on that. Rod Dollar says he's taking our linebackers. Byron Nelson says we need to sign Jalen Smith. Hey man, we might be too late on that, but we'll talk about that later on.
Someone just said he signed someone.
Yeah, Green Bay was showing up on the screen.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, I hinted to it earlier. I was like, oh, somebody we're going to talk about later just signed somewhere. Yes, they are finalizing that deal. Absolutely, man.
Damn, that's a good move for them.
Yeah, it is, man. It definitely is. But we'll talk about that in a little bit, man. We definitely will. Donald Martell, though, he says Steelers easy also. All right. Shoot the Rock says, I like the Steelers. Schobert has been a great addition for us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeremy Coakley, just tuning in. Yo, Moats, your shirt is fire.
Oh, man, respect, baby. Hey, listen, I'm a big Halloween guy. Big Halloween guy.
Send Bush. Guy? Not really. Send Bush on more blitzes. He will loosen up. I mean, that was a nice little blitz we did against the Packers. No, I'm not the biggest Halloween guy though. No,
man. I think I love Halloween so much because when I was younger,
I'll go out and party, but like
man, because we pastors, man. So we never went to like trick or treat when I was younger. It was always like we're gonna do this thing called
the big church event.
Yeah, it was always at the church. So we dressed up. It was like,
saying.
Man. And now I think that's why I enjoy it so much on the back end because I take my kids.
How's your dad feel about it now?
Oh, he don't care. Like it's funny, man. I listen to my parents. I'm like, bro, where is all this? Where is all this? Oh, I understand. Where was all this understanding when I was young? We didn't want to understand that. It was no, son. You
gotta keep your kid in line,
right? And then they're like, "Oh, you the drummer, so you definitely showing up." I'm like, "Dang, bro! Like, where's the understanding? We don't have an understanding now." But now they're like, "Oh yeah, that's cute. Send pictures. Send pictures of you and the grandbabies. I want to see my grandbabies. Send pictures." No, I'm not sending pictures. Go to Hallelujah Harvest. I'll holler at you next time. That's what I started to say, but I don't want to be petty like that. I'm petty, man. I can't. You listen. I hold grudges. I say I don't hold grudges, but I hold a grudge, man.
Your parents want to come.
Like y'all ain't
Halloween?
Invited. Only the in-law. In-laws, y'all can come whenever y'all want for Halloween. My mother-in-law is here every Halloween before she moved out here. Cause I'm like, you know what? You support Halloween. You're here. You're invited. My parents, nope. Y'all can't come. Oh man,
that's what they get for holding it back.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, Shoot the Rock said they go dress up as you for Halloween.
Oh, shout out!
Get the taco meat.
Best of luck trying to figure out that outfit.
Yo, your outfit from Sunday. Can we talk about it? Because people have been like,
oh really?
They've been really drawn to your outfit selection, man.
Really? Whatever, I wore Dotson jersey.
The Dotson jersey, the long sleeve shirt, the blue pit shorts, the white crew socks, one pulled up higher than the other, and the Crocs.
Oh, one was that much higher? I don't know. I just throw them on, dude.
Yeah, man. It was just like, that's that runway.
Crocs,
it calls you. That's your go-to outfit, the runway model outfit, right there, man.
Yeah, I mean, you see how I dress. I wear sandals. I mean, if I'm gonna wear socks, I like those high white ones. I think they're a good look.
That's your vibe, bro.
I like that with like the gym shorts and flannels and stuff. For Steeler games, I'll rock a jersey.
I just like it, bro, because it's like, man, most people go to a game and they're like, yo, it's like it's an event. You gotta look good, gotta be dressed. You see, I'm always, I look, I gotta have a little something on me. But they be like, yo, Deke, just pull up, like, yo, he here. I love it.
Thanks.
Yeah, man. All right. So,
that's what Donald Copeland says. To beat Deke, all you need is a hoop shorts, Steeler jersey, and the Crocs with a backwood. I mean, that's about it.
You gotta have a backwood, bro.
And probably throwing a hat. You gotta have a pirate hat or something, backwards hat, something like that. That's probably it.
Yo, Brady Howell just said the blue shorts. It's all about the blue shorts, bro. That was like I felt like that's what people identified the most.
Oh, people didn't like it.
They were like, oh.
It was Pitt.
It was a fashion statement, to say the least. We'll just leave it. It was a fashion statement.
Hey, man, Pitt's doing good. I'm excited. I'm excited about Pitt.
Yeah, we're going to get taco meat Deke costumes. That's what we call them, man. The taco meat Deke costume. I like it, man.
Okay, so we going to offense now.
Yes, we are, man. And for those that are in the super chats right now, we're going to get to y'all. I promise. Let me make sure. Yeah, because I didn't see anything that was necessarily on this type of right now. So what we'll do is when we break down the offense position side of it, after that, we'll get to all the supers, upper room members, and then we'll transition as well. All right. So I ain't miss y'all. We got y'all. All right. We got y'all. But yeah, man, talk a little offense position groups. All right. So we always start with quarterback. So we're not starting quarterback. Let's go O-line right now, man. How you like it? Where's your optimism? Do you believe?
Just hear me out on this one.
Do you believe in the parallel universe?
Just hear me out on this one.
I feel like you're going to take me to the parallel universe. Here we go. All right. Let's go, man. Get me going. Let's go.
Broncos strength of schedule. Bad.
All right.
They played shitty teams.
Sell it to me.
They're banged up.
Sell it to me.
They're banged up. You saw what they look like against the Ravens.
Give it to me. Come on.
Not that amazing.
I'm with it.
You saw what we looked like against the Packers.
Uh-huh.
Still not top 10. Better than what we were, though. And we are a young unit. We're starting to gel together. So I think this is the game. I can't say this is the game where it's all turned around and everything. Mm-hmm. I think this is another step in the right direction.
How big of a step, though? Is it like one small step for mankind? Or is it just like a step?
It's enough to say we're better than the Broncos offensive line.
Oh, that might be a step for mankind then, bro.
But Broncos, if they're injured, I think there's a case for us, especially with how they looked last week. Mm-hmm. I think there's a case. And I think we're going to be taking a good step. How big of a step, it doesn't matter. I think it's going to be constant progression here on out with this offensive line, though.
Okay. Constant progression with
and
this
offensive line. We talk about the Broncos defensive line. It's nothing amazing.
Question. Who I said who Lord have mercy. I'm wilding. Anywho. Chooks Okorafor.
Is this controversy right here? Like who are you taking?
Is he still
Chooks or Haig?
Where is he at right now? Is he still protocoled up? Oh, he's full now.
He's full.
Because I didn't get a chance. Like I tell you, I was on my date with wifey. I didn't look at the reports. So yeah.
Good for him. I don't know how I feel about that for the team.
You are wild.
I don't know how I feel about Haig going up against Von Miller though, too.
Right. I'm just That's why I asked the chat. Chat, y'all see the question in there. Which O-line are y'all taking?
It'd be nice.
You
nice
definitely
to see
need
Banner,
to answer.
maybe.
Yes, y'all need to answer. All right. I see it's 331. It's 330 something of y'all in here. I know it's 121 of y'all that done liked it already. All right. We get that. Y'all might want to like it some more. I respect it if you do. If you don't, I'm going to cry. But don't worry about that. But y'all got to answer this one because this is the tough question, man. Which O-line are you taking?
Haig. Okay.
Chooks.
Well, also, I think Haig versus Chooks. Like if Chooks is healthy, who do you want?
Who do I want? Based on what I saw last week, I'm willing to give Haig another chance. Now, granted, we can say that he had the better matchup because he did get the better matchup compared to what Chooks had to deal with. He ain't dealt with nothing that Chooks dealt with just yet. But he did look the best between those two guys. Now, like I said, it's kind of like what we talked about with Denver. When we highlight Denver, are we highlighting them based on who they've played against, or are we just respecting what they've done? Because that's the argument with them. They're good on paper, but when you look at the quality of opponent, it's different. Joe Haig played well last week, but we knew the Packers D-line or their pass rush wasn't the strength for them at that point because of the injuries that they had. Yeah, man. But I probably still would go Haig, though.
Haig over Chooks?
I would go Haig just because I didn't see it look bad.
It did not.
Right. No. And I'm like, until I see it look bad, I will roll with the non-bad because we've already seen at times with Chooks, it can get really
From what I remember in that Packers game, there's a player or two up the middle. Mm-hmm. I forget who it was exactly. Was it Green? Was it one of the guards? But the one that we got the fumble on, there was that. I think Dan Moore may have gotten burned a couple times. But
that's a nice way to put it, yes.
You're right. Like I just didn't see anything from Haig like that. I was
about to say, Rashawn Gary gave my man Dan Moore one of them rushes, and it gave me every once in a while, like I'll see a dope pass rush, and I'm just like, yo, I love that's why I love rushing the passer. Like when I just see a guy just do it the right way. And man, Rashawn, man, it was actually in the play where he got the sack, man. He came through speed, power, inside move, convert, sack. I was over here like, Lord. I started getting tingly inside, man. You know, I'm a sucker for a good pass rush now.
Well, here's the other question then. The Chooks coming back, left tackle, because that was his initial position. That was his initial position. That we were trying to start him at.
Yeah. Now, funny
thing, keep Haig right tackle, Chooks left. Is that too bold of a call?
But can I sell
Recipe for disaster potentially?
But can I sell you?
Is there another option
on a matchup?
Who?
Let me rewind the clock a little bit. The year's 2018. Chooks Okorafor gets his first start on the road in Denver because of an injury to our right tackle at the time. Who was the outside linebacker that Chooks had to face that game? It was Von Miller, and it was good Von. That wasn't hurt Von. That was legit Von. That was good Von.
14 sacks that year.
Yes. And you know how many sacks he had that game against us though? Yeah.
You know what I remember about that game, but yeah,
I know what you remember about that game.
If you're telling me zero, I'll believe you.
But Chooks did his thing. Chooks held his own. Now he had some help, but for a fact he held his own. So
He's got Miller's number.
Could I? Because we had this opportunity before when we talked about Cincinnati, right? It was like, hey man, we know we got Mason, who's undefeated every time he starts, and we know we got Benny Snell, and Jalen Samuel, but we didn't want to go there. I was like, all right, cool, I get it. We didn't want to go there. All right, fine, different position, cool, I got that. But now this one, baby. I mean, we already have seen Chooks have success against Vaughn at right tackle as well. When Vaughn was a better player and Chooks at the time was, I mean, you could say a worse player because he was young. That was his first start. He held his own. Part of me wants to see if that is true again.
The rematch.
I'm saying, man. Part of me.
Yeah, you could talk me into
It's
that.
not broke, don't fix it, right?
I do wonder,
he matched
though.
up well versus him.
I do wonder after seeing Haig against the Packers if they would just move Chooks to left tackle then. Because Moore's been struggling. And they say, oh, Chooks is better at left tackle. We saw in the preseason, though.
But I don't think Chooks is better at left tackle. I don't.
Chooks are more at left tackle right now.
I personally would rather keep Moore at left tackle than moving Chooks back to left tackle. But we have a dilemma because we don't have enough linemen right now, man. We got too many rights, not enough lefts.
I know.
Yeah.
Because I want to even talk about, hey, could we sign Mitchell Schwartz potentially?
He's another right.
But it's like Banner's coming back.
Yeah.
I mean, we could give Banner a chance.
Right. We're going to have a ton of rights.
Run game.
We got a ton of rights. Ask them, can they play left now? That's what it's going to be. Yeah.
We thought Banner was initially going to be slated at left.
Yeah. I mean, when they
But he likes playing
like
right.
That.
We've heard him in the interview and everything.
He said that multiple times.
Very much fit for right. But we thought this whole offseason with his contract and everything, all right, he's the next left tackle. But not the case right now. You're right. We have way too many right tackles.
Yeah. We have a ton of right tackles.
We'll see what happens. That'll be an interesting little strategy for the Steelers come game time.
Yeah, even though Dan Moore hasn't been the best, I just don't want to put Chooks back at left right now. I'm sorry.
You've seen enough.
If it looked like that in the preseason, we already talked about it. You're not facing those same killers in the preseason that you're going to face in the regular season. I don't want to see that.
You should have looked like how Banner looked in the preseason. Just solid.
He looked good. He
came
good.
out.
It was like, all right, cool. He looked good. That's all I needed to see. Yeah. That's my only thing right now. But
what are you picking?
Is it the O-line? Let's see what y'all done said, man. Let me see what the chat
Here's the
said,
thing.
man.
I'm just saying they're gonna be hurt.
Okay.
If those two guards are out again, maybe one of them might come back. But I just like what I saw last week with our offensive line, and I think their success a little bit has to do with their matchups early on against those teams, but then also we saw what they looked like against the Ravens. Okay. It wasn't as good.
All right, well, here we go.
I think we might be trending in a much better direction.
Arrow pointed up there, man.
Right now, I don't know. It may be us here, them there. Maybe it's equal, but like it's gonna go like this game. We take the step up, they take the step down. That's the visual for you.
I needed them, man. All right, so Thomas Riley says Broncos O-line. Okay. After that, Jay Quest says this is a push for me at the moment. Okay. Then after that, we got Darius Mayo. Darius Mayo says Steelers O-line. All right.
Oh, we got someone.
Okay. Kenneth Beamer says I'm going with our O-line as well.
Martin F. Steelers O-line with some help. Chip away.
Okay. Chip, baby. Chip it up.
Good Gentry over there.
Chip it up. I like it if we chip it now. I like it a lot if we chip it now. All right.
Here's a good one. I mean, this is a little bit what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Paris Moore, says Denver till the Steelers do better.
Okay.
But if Denver's banged up, I think it's a little bit more equal than that. But I do think the Steelers will do better in this game. So
Rod Dallas says Broncos O-line. Eddie Harlow says their O-line as well. Thomas Riley says the Broncos O-line. Oh, man. For me, gosh. You know what, though? Broncos aren't healthy right now up front. So if I have to err, I will err on the side of health. So for me, I will go Steelers solely because they are the healthier group as we're doing this show on Wednesday. If this was Friday and, the Broncos starting unit was all healthy,
two starters, but
then I'm changing. I'll switch it.
Yeah.
But right now, they aren't healthy. So if they're not healthy, we'll go Steelers. But if they are healthy, then I would definitely go Broncos.
Because they look like that against the Ravens with two of their guys out.
Yes.
That's another thing.
Absolutely. Which you do bring up a good point right there.
If those guys are back, I'll give it to the Broncos. Sure. Yeah. Because we haven't proven enough. But it's trending in the right direction. I do think that. I really do.
Yeah.
All right, that's O-line.
And Jerry 3260, he says, Moats, can you gain 100 pounds and go play left tackle? Now don't you start. Now you
got the form down.
What them hands look like? All right, you see these hands? You see that back, boy? Hey, all right, try it. You want to? I'll flash out, trap right there. Sometimes you got to flash that hand. I carry it low. Sometimes I show it, pull it back. All right. That's what I'm saying, man. I don't give up sacks either. Anywho, next position.
There's not one on your stat sheet, right?
There's not, man. I have 0 career sacks given up, man.
PFF has a good grade for you, for offensive tackle.
Like, yeah. You see what it look like. And I've had to block. I've definitely had to block before, man. I guess it in, man. All right. So that was O-line. Ooh, let's go tight ends.
Yeah.
This is spicy.
This one's easy, though. I mean, they got Noah Fant.
Okay, I was about to say, I said spicy because I didn't know how you was going to play it.
Nah. Yeah. We're not using Frymouth enough, and we know how we feel about Ebron. Despite those nice catches last week, he's tough to trust. Fant, he's like a nice overall player. Pretty much a stud. Like, if he could just... I was gonna say if he could, I thought he was hurt a little bit more, but he's got just a weird quarterback situation going on. Because last year, 673 yards, 3 touchdowns. Yeah. This year, he's on a pretty decent pace. Like he's a stud. Like this should be his like big time season. But now with the Drew Lock in and out, but like I don't know, they're gonna target him a lot. Whereas like we just don't use Frymouth enough to. Because that's the case for us would be because I'm not putting even if it was last year. I mean. Middle of the season, you're taking Fant over Ebron. And I would say the same thing this year, but our case is, hey, we have Frymouth. That's like the X factor for our tight end position, but we're just not using them enough. And we got Gentry, like their backup dude, he ain't even that good either. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with them just because of Noah Fant, and we haven't utilized our tight ends enough. And Ebron, he's 50-50.
Yeah. That's a nice way to put it, man. And I'm glad you called him Ebron and not what everybody else calls him.
Nah, I ain't going that far.
Yeah, man. What did they call him again? I just didn't want to drop it.
I'll say it. They say E-Booty.
He was catching last week, though, man. He was catching last week, bro.
He was.
Is he week to week with us?
It is. Yeah, it's
week to week.
Like I'm more surprised by a catch.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Is that? I was about to say, I promise I felt the same way when we were sitting in that stadium. Every time he caught a pass, we look at each other like, he caught it. That's not good. We should not feel that way. Oh my God, you're absolutely right.
Because you know what? Deontay Johnson, that stigma's erased right now.
Oh, no question. We catching everything. Him. Yeah, we was like, yeah, it's Deontay. What you thought he was
Ebron went
the
same direction, if not worse, from last season.
He said, if not worse. Lord.
Because at least sometimes he was making some good plays last year.
Yeah, he was.
He hasn't made the Bills game was nice. The one, but that was a simple catch. Whereas like
you said, we have to we're celebrating just like a basic.
That was a basic catch. Whereas the one in the Raiders game where Ben's running around out there, and he has to like dive a little bit. Like we need that. That would have made up for at least one of the drops.
Right.
But he hasn't done that.
Yeah.
And you're right. Even the Packers one, it's like, bro. I mean, this is kind of a simple catch. It's kind of in traffic, but
like it really wasn't.
You gotta really talk yourself into it.
I'm like, bro, it's 4 yards. It's like, yo, you better catch this, and Ben put it right in your gut. Like, bro, what do you? I mean, if you drop that way, you need to be shot. Like, come on, man.
Someone's saying E-drop.
Oh, E-drop, man. I was thinking about eye drops, but maybe it is E-drop now. All right. So let's see. I said, which tight ends are you taking? Huh. Broncos tight end by Rod Dollar. Okay, I can see that. You said Broncos tight ends as well.
Yeah.
All right.
He poses a big mismatch too against us.
He does.
What he did against us last year, that's something we can't be overlooking this year.
Yeah.
He torched Devin Bush.
He definitely did. Now, Mark Tobin.
Even Minka Fitzpatrick, I think he had him.
Nobody remembers that, though. All right. Mark Tobin, though. Mark Tobin says he's taking the Steelers. He likes Pat Frymouth and Ebron.
I do, too, if we used Pat more. If we used him like we did the second half of that Raiders game, and he's getting, 7-8 targets a game, I think there is more of a case for us. I think it's close still because Fant, I think, is a bona fide starter.
Yeah.
Has that potential at least. They're just not using Freiermuth enough. It's disappointing.
And Zeke Shazier says Broncos tight ends as well. He says, sorry, Deke. He said, we're just not proven right now in terms of our tight ends. I mean, that's kind of what you said too, yeah.
That's what I said, yeah.
Yeah, so for me, man, honestly, I agree. Noah Fant, he is like that. He is all world for a reason. I mean, he is going to be that next generation of stud tight ends, right? You talked about your George Kittles, your Travis Kelce's, your Zach Ertz. He's the next wave. He's the next guy. That next start that group, man. He's dynamic in terms of being able to catch everything, can run every route. Like I said, man, it doesn't matter if you're patching him up, linebackers or safety. He's a problem. They know how to use him. But like you said, for him, man, he has quarterback issues right now. If Drew Lock is out there, man, I feel bad for that dude. Teddy Two Gloves, he gonna be all right.
Drew Lock's still gonna target him though.
Oh, no question he is.
Like he still might have a good game because of that.
Yeah,
but he might be the only one that hits like 90 yards, where the rest of the receivers are like 30 yards, 20 yards.
Yes. So for me, man, I'll go Broncos just because Noah Fant is that guy. Regardless of the quarterback issues, like you said, he's gonna get his targets. And unfortunately, I just don't know how much we're gonna target ours right now. I understand, like. And I do anticipate potentially seeing a little bit more of a change offensively, right? Not personnel related, but in terms of just the style of it because of how this week has went, right? The questions that have been brought up in terms of play calling, in terms of Ben, in terms of do you even keep Ben at quarterback, right? Those type of things. I do think that they are going to come out and have somewhat of an identity. We're going to be able to identify early on in this thing where we're like, all right, this is their new thing. This is what they're trying to do. And I don't anticipate it looking the same. I don't, man. Just because knowing Coach Tomlin and knowing Seven, when they start feeling like that, like how this week's been for them, man, they're not accustomed to that. That's not normal for them. They not going to just sit here and come up with the same exact plan next week. It will be different. And if highlighting tight ends is something that obviously we've been talking about, they've definitely been seeing that as well. That's my only thing. I'm like, I do think we will see more of a focus with that. I do. I'm still going Noah Fant though. Yeah, still going Broncos tight ends, but I just want to throw it out there. I don't think it's gonna look like how it's been looking this week.
Yeah. Receivers. Oh, this one's easy. We had some tough receiver matchups the last couple weeks.
No, we're good here.
But now, this one's
Claypool's
too
back too,
easy.
Man. So he's practiced. Yeah.
Is he limited or full?
I didn't see the full list, but I know he definitely practiced.
I could check real quick.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm on it. Yep. He is limited. Juju limited too. Trey Turner illness limited.
At least I'm with the COVID.
Cam Hayward limited. Come on. He's playing. Cam Sutton growing though.
Yeah, that was listed after.
And Kevin Dawson with the hip flex. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, and then because Ben's listed with a hip as well.
Yeah, he got the hip now too.
At least it's not growing though.
Right.
Or maybe the hip is growing. Is the hip growing a little bit? Maybe it's growing together.
I don't know, man. I don't know, but yeah, it's a little disappointing with some of these injuries. Limited, this and that. I do think Cam Sutton might be out. Even Dawson, I don't know. With do not practice, with how they left last game. Claypool, though, Juju, Dawson, Trey, and Hayward.
One. Dawson's the one I'm definitely most concerned with probably right now.
Okay.
I get
Chooks, he'll play too.
Yeah, I'll get an update for you. I get an update.
Oh, nice. For tomorrow.
Yeah, man. I should. By the time we got the show, I should have something.
This show?
Yeah, by the time we do our show. Yeah, I should have something. No, there's something.
Thursday show. Beginning of it. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
First topic.
I ain't say first time, but I should have something.
Okay.
We'll see. I'll see what I can do. Because I do want to know a little bit more about. I haven't been into the office this week because Monday they switched.
Put on the reporter hat.
Then today I was gone. I was at the event, so it was like I've been away. Haven't had a chance to make the calls I need to make and stuff like that. Okay. But I got you. We will get some info. We'll get some info, man.
Nice.
Yeah, because I definitely saw that with Cam, and I was surprised by that. But yeah, the one that I really need to know is Dawson. I'm like, what's that looking like right now?
It'll be Finney then.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I don't hate that because I tell you what, Finney is still a good player. Finney is the offensive equivalent to Chris Wormley. Think of Finney in J.C. Hassenauer as offensive lines Chris Wormley. Not going to be great. They're not going to give you the high-end splash, but they can get you out of a game 100%. So, yeah, BJ Finney being out there, that's not going to concern. That's not going to make me feel nervous about that. Like, he'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah, so
and that's my dude too, man. Shout out to Swaggy B, because I call him Swaggy B because we won fashion shows together. Still at fashion shows, really? Right? Yeah, he got a drip, man. He went out with the cowboy, had the big boots. He had the big like old school Steelers like Letterman jacket, like because he was like a kid Steeler fan, like diehard. Yeah, so he had like all this drip. It was a vibe. Yeah, come on, man. But we won as like the fan because I had like the kid who was all like it was coordinated. So you know how we do. Shout out the wifey. Not even me. Wifey's the stylist out here, man.
Was there only one winner or multiple?
Oh, that year we did two. It was one was like as a family one, and then one was like the individual. Yeah, but nice. In the past they've done one offs because like my kids have won it multiple times now. Yeah, because they wifey.
Oh, so you're just killing the fan one.
Wifey have it right. Wifey get it. Fan wise, wifey gonna have us looking the part. You feel me? We're gonna look like a unit.
Okay.
We got this team concept down. Like her, her folks is all hoopers, so she know basketball and team concept. You know me, I'm big football team, so we bring it together. It's like Moats on 3. Let's go. All right, we in uniform. All right, what color we wearing, boo? So yeah, that's why I was trying to dress like you. It's my shorts match your pants today.
Yeah.
Come on now.
What are these? These are like khaki.
This ain't my first rodeo, baby. Team. All right, team.
Yeah. So we both agree on receipt. That's not even a question.
Yes, we do, man. We do. All right.
Running back. This one's kind of interesting.
Yeah, let me see, because I did put in the chat. Yeah, it definitely looks like everybody was taking our wide receivers as that one's well.
Dude, honestly though, if they had Judy and Hamler, and that
would make it different. That would make it
definitely would be, because Judy, he was looking crazy in that week 1.
He was, bro. He definitely was
on pace. So like he could have been going off this season. Yeah. Like he could have been like because Sutton's he's already proven to be a stud. He made a Pro Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they would have had a really nice receiving core if they were fully healthy, but that's just not where they're at right now.
Yeah, but I'm looking through the chat. Looks like everyone definitely is saying Stills wide receivers, and they also are agreeing that they're cool with BJ Finney at guard. Someone's even asking why hasn't BJ gotten some opportunities, because we obviously said at times Dotson hasn't been playing the best.
Yeah, I thought he'd be playing better too this year.
Yeah,
but this is where we're at. So Denver RBs versus Steeler RBs.
This is interesting. Javonte Williams, the running back that we have been eyeing out of UNC, right? Potentially one of the guys we thought about drafting of the big 3. We said Najee Harris, Javonte Williams, Travis Etienne. I mean, it was a point where you even said that Javonte Williams was the best of the group. I remember you telling me that.
I didn't go there. Yeah. I know I was close. I was close. I was, but I stuck with saying like, hey, I picked Najee at the beginning. I'm just going to stick with that because, dude, I did like what I was seeing from Javonte Williams and some of the highlights that I was grinding.
Bro, he's been
not the tapes, the highlights.
I respect your highlight game, but I cut that tape on. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, he
got
fast.
a run against Baltimore. It probably was on the highlights. He gets hit, breaks one tackle, breaks another, drag. He's like a 20-year-old run. I'm like,
then he's got that speed too.
But he's thick. He's like a slim Maurice Jones-Drew. He's like a fit version of a muscular.
Yeah, he's got some juice and everything.
He looks good, man.
He does look good. But
and him and Gordon, they complement each other well, I think.
Yeah. I would. It's just tough because
have they had a 100-yard rusher this season?
Oh, definitely combined. Okay. Yeah, they've been doing pretty good on the ground.
Have we had one combined?
Hold on, I got both their stats up right now. So Melvin Gordon, he hit 101 yards himself in week 1.
Okay.
But yeah, combined, it looks like
they've been over 100 every game, correct?
It looks like they've been around that. I don't know if there's a third running back, but Melvin Gordon had
2 that matter, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just read them off real quick. Melvin Gordon had 31, 60, and 56 in Jacksonville, Jets, Ravens. So those were the last 3. I'm not going to include Giants because Gordon already hit 101. There's probably a stat I could just look up team rushing stats. Yeah. But anyway, Javonte then had 64, 29, 48. So when you add those up, those are all right around 100. Yeah, right there. So and then like I said, I don't even know if there's a third running back. They're getting the ball a little bit.
And we haven't crossed the century. What Najee's most is 70 in the game, right?
I think it was last game. Did he get 70? He might have got 60.
I thought he got to 70, right? Please tell me he got to 70.
I think it's 60. I got him 70, up
because the over under was at 51. And we know he got the over, but I think it was at 70.
If I had to bet, I'm not looking.
I hope it's like 72. Please be like 72
betting,
yards.
It was 15 carries. It was like 60 something. It was like 60-something. What are you saying?
72.
You're
I'm
saying
going
70?
72 yards.
62 yards.
Dang.
Yeah, 15 for 62.
I knew it was a 2. Dang, that sucks.
He's got that 102 receiving, though.
Yeah.
Against the Bengals. I'm going to... Man. Because the case for Najee is the offensive line. Like, he's done more with less.
Mm-hmm.
Broncos played some shitty teams. They've had a better offensive line.
But they've produced
outside of that Ravens game. Yeah, combined, both Gordon and Williams have produced better than Najee Harris. Man. And even you could even make the case individually, just Melvin Gordon versus Najee Harris, but then when you add Javonte Williams.
I like Javonte
a lot, dude. Bro. Damn it. Yeah, this one's a close one for me, but I do have written down Broncos, so I'm going to stick with that.
I ain't gonna lie, man. You surprised the heck out of me, man. Have you turned over a new leaf, bro? What's going on with you?
There's a case for Najee.
Where have you come from? Are you okay? Did I leave you? Is this Deke or is this Eric? Who's here today?
No.
You sure?
I think I got us. I mean,
I just never seen.
Maybe I need to balance it out. Maybe I need to balance it out when I said our offensive line over there.
I just never seen this before. You were like, I really thought you was gonna just say Najee because it's Najee. Like, and I can understand you saying it because him by himself.
There's a case.
Yeah, him by himself. If we're talking about who's the more talented player, we would all agree that Najee is more talented than Javonte, more talented than Melvin. Which was why when we drafted him, we took him instead of Javonte, and we were fine with it. We were like, all right, cool, like let's roll with it. But for me, when I look at the Broncos, and you see
and they run a lot more.
They run a lot more, but they run more because they're good at it. Yeah. I mean, they get good movement up front, and both of those backs. First off, both of those backs can be the starter by themselves. Melvin Gordon, he started before. He's been a starter in this league, right? And even though I'm not the biggest, fan of his game, I still think he's a really good player. And I do think Najee has closed the gap because Najee is super talented, but I don't think Najee has produced to the extent that Melvin has. And we, already know how I talk about that when I'm saying, man, a young guy we're looking at his potential versus a guy that has already been in his league and doing it and still doing it. Melvin meets that criteria. Melvin has been to the Pro Bowl. He's been the dominant guy. He's been the starter at running back for multiple years, and he's still producing. So that would have been the first one I would have went Broncos. But then when you add Javonte, dude, you watch Javonte, like you said, man, Javonte look good, man.
Yeah.
Javonte don't look like a backup running back. He looks like a starter. He looks like, it kind of reminds me of watching J.K. Dobbins with Melvin, Mark Ingram. Yeah, it was like Mark was a starter, but we knew J.K. was that guy. Yeah. And watching them, it's like Melvin's a starter, but Javonte, he's about to be that guy. Like, it's clear. Yeah. So for me, when I see that they have two guys like that, and we just have one in terms of Najee, I gotta go Broncos because they got the two-piece right there.
Yeah.
But let's see what the people are saying, though, man.
Yeah, this would be an interesting one.
All right, so right now, Miguel 714 says Pittsburgh. Eddie Howe says he's going Denver. Zeke Shazier says, no, I've seen enough. Najee all the way. Money bags.
Because he does have the receiving yards. He has more yards from scrimmage than than either Melvin Gordon individually and also Javonte Williams individually, but obviously when you stack them both together. So yeah, I could see the case for Najee. Yeah. I could see it, but yeah, when you combine both Broncos running backs, like if it was just Melvin Gordon and there was no production from a second back, Javonte Williams, then I'd probably lean Najee Harris. I probably would, especially considering our O-line and what he was able to do. Not only just rushing and breaking tackles, making things out of nothing, but then that receiving game against the Bengals and what he's been doing in the receiving game in general, I mean, that gives him a little bit of a head up. But
now Jay Quest said he's rolling with Denver because of our O-line. He said our O-line is terrible, and that will play a factor in this game also. I mean,
because they were still able to run the ball against the Ravens. Right, that's the thing.
Healthy or not, they still can move the rock running the ball, and they are just more committed to it. Whereas with us, I mean, we talk about it every week. We do not run the ball. We don't.
They run it like 25, 30 times a game.
Right. Even though I think our player is better, we don't utilize him to that extent. You know what I mean? Whereas they're going to use those two guys. We're going to see a good, heavy dosage of those guys, and that ultimately is why Teddy Bridgewater has been able to play better also, has minimized his exposure to negativity. He's not having to throw the ball a ton. He's able to stick with that running game, pick his shots, play action pass, things like that. Yeah. Man.
Yeah, so we're getting a little bit of a mixed bag here.
Yeah, Martin F says Steelers and Najee if they use Derek White. I agree, but we don't use him. I mean, his production, his usage went up though in terms of Derek White. I think he had 7 plays
last week.
Past game. Yeah, that's a step in the right direction, I guess.
I didn't even notice him out there.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying, man.
That's even with me rewatching the game.
All right, I'm just like, yo, he's like, we don't use him. Like, we don't, our running game right now.
It looked good against the Packers, though. Like
at times, yeah. But did you ever watch that game and say, man, I feel like we're committed to the running game right now? Outside of that opening drive, I personally didn't.
The weirdness was the halftime stuff, I think.
Yes.
Because
it was like, what?
Before going into half, they got that swing in their favor with the field goal block, and then we were down, 7 points, and then they got the ball coming out of half. We couldn't really stop them. So, like, they got up, and I just think the game flow changed a little bit. But should we be
have, though?
That's the question. That is the question. I would like us to run the ball a little bit more.
Yeah. It's almost like, man, if we get behind 2 scores or 10 points, we're going to panic. It's like, you don't have to.
But it seems like that's what we're doing.
Right,
we're just avoiding the run, especially in that game, because the running game was working. Any of the others, I can understand it because it's just like a wasted play, it felt like.
Yeah, I'm just, I don't get it, man. I don't get it, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. Maybe this is something you just look back on like, yo, we were doing good things. Like, we got to stick with that.
That's right.
Because it wasn't really happening in those first 3.
If it's going to be any week, this is the week. This is the week, bro.
I feel it.
This is the week, man. All right. So we did running backs, did O-line, we did receivers, we did tight ends. Now it's time to get to the glory position, baby. Quarterback. All right. So before we talk, I will just go ahead and start putting this in the chat right now. Which QB? I'll even spell it out so that way it's no confusion. Which quarterback are you taking? Moment of truth for the people in the chat. All right.
Are people questioning what my answer is going to be? Are they on pins and needles?
Everybody's on pins and needles right now, man. I've already seen a Mason drop. That's all I'm saying, bro. Okay. So we're all over here trying to see what we're going to go with today at quarterback. Are we, and we can do it 2 ways. If we want, we could do Teddy Two Gloves and we could do Drew Lock.
Sure.
So you got options.
Sure.
Okay. Because I'm a man of the people. And I know you're a man of the people as well. I had to turn my seat around. I wanted to look you in the eyes to make sure we was on, you know what I mean? Make sure I want a chord. So you want me to read these off first?
I'm seeing a lot of good things in the chat.
Or do you?
Shout out to the chat.
All right, so here we go then. In the case of which quarterback are the people taking? The people said Javon Kinley, Broncos. Rich Rasmussen.
Oh, damn.
He's going Ben. He's going Ben over Andrew. Ben over Locke. Eddie Howe. He says he's going Denver. Let's see. Young Rico. I'm taking Drew Lock for sure. Kenneth Beamer. Big Ben. All caps. Hunt emoji. Ton of hunt emojis. All right. Bart Basquiato. He says he's taking Duck over Drew Lock. All right. Fair enough. We wish we had Duck. An unpopular opinion is asking for Mason. Justin Dubs says, can we get Josh as in Dobbs? And then Big Fro Luda says, can we get Haskins out there? No, we're not getting those guys. Ben's the quarterback this week. Wesley Kamara says Ben. All right, we back. Gary Thornton, he goes Broncos. Man, Trina still Diva 5. You know, she always holding it down for us.
What's she doing? Is she hurting me?
She love you, Deke. She said Big B. BB, Big Ben. All right. Okay. Oh, man. I mean, this is low-key kind of... I'm surprised that the young Rico really put Drew caps with a master lock emoji. He went emoji on you. God, dog. That's like he really, really liking it. And Trina still D with 5. Yes, Teddy Bridgewater is currently in the concussion protocol. Now, there is a chance that he will play on Sunday, but it's looking like they won't know until later in the week, probably Saturday, Friday time frame, or even Sunday morning deciding. Okay, so
right.
That's the situation with him right now. All right, Chase Greaves says Denver if Teddy Bridgewater plays.
Jeremy Coakley's just, wow. He's saying Tebow.
Whoa. Bruh.
He's got to be that guy.
Wow. Now, young Poppy Bonito says large Benjamin. I'm down with that. I'm down with large Benjamin.
Oh, yeah. So my pick, we know what I'm going to say. I'm taking 7. This is going to be a big
either
game.
quarterback, correct?
Yeah, either one. Okay. Either one. 7's going to prove that he's still an elite quarterback in this league, this game. He's going to prove all the people that are doubting him wrong. Stat-wise, I got a good feeling about this game. I got a good feeling.
You said that last week.
I did. But
so this you said it the week before too. And the week before that. And the week before. I'm sorry.
Those games. I like the Bills games. I like what I saw. We got the win, right?
We did get the win, and he made the throws he needed to make.
In the second half.
He made the throws he needed to make. That's all I'm saying. Make the throws you got to make. Yeah.
I like that. I like that Bills performance.
I ain't gonna lie. We can get that every week from 7. I'm with it, bro.
Well, the line
he makes the throws. He made the throws he made.
The line was worse then.
Yeah.
So if we could combine more of the running game, what we saw in the Packers game, a little bit of that clutchness in the Bills game.
Okay.
It's gonna be nice for the Steelers. And I'm saying he hits the pass that one or two of the passes that everyone's criticizing.
Okay.
He hits those. He hits the seam pass, whether it's the Claypool, whether it's the Juju. That happens. We're going crazy. A la 2015 Steelers versus Broncos.
That was nuts.
Yeah, that's gonna happen this. We're gonna
both games were crazy, bro. Both of them.
Well, I'll save this for my prediction, but I just think Ben comes out, has a really good game.
Okay.
People talk about injured Ben, double injured Ben.
Double injured Ben. Oh, that's crazy.
The last time, I mean, it's probably happened way more, but the time I do remember, what was it, 2010? The whole Super Bowl run.
Yeah.
The broken nose.
Oh, yeah.
His foot was all jacked up, too.
I remember that. You know,
he had it all taped up and shit, so that was double injured Ben right there.
We took a little bit of pride in that. The foot, that was our game. We took a little pride in that. It was like, you know, he might have beat us, but
I think you're right.
Yeah, it was. I thought because I got a picture of it. We low key like all on him, and it was like 5 of us, and we was like, yo, there's no way he just got up like it was nothing. So when we found out, because we didn't know during the game he was hurt. When we found out after the game that at least his foot got hurt, was like, okay, at least we did something against this dude, because that was one of them games where you're just like, yo, how many times we gonna hit this cat? And he just shrugs us off and throws it like it's nothing. Like, I couldn't stand it. It was crazy. That's why 7-7 though. But yeah, so this is the game for him though, huh?
Ben, you're right. Ben's not settling for this. Tomlin's not settling for this. We're 1-3. We're getting back in this playoff mix.
All right.
Season's not over. He said in his interview, we're not giving up. Tomlin has said similar things too. We got to right the ship here. I'm excited about it actually. I'm really excited about this game.
Okay. For me, man, I look at it 2 ways. If Drew Lock is at quarterback for the Denver Broncos, I go Ben Roethlisberger, because for me, Drew Lock, the issues that he has are related to sometimes seeing the field, sometimes reading the coverages, I feel like, as well. And even though he's definitely the more talented quarterback right now in terms of his arm strength and stuff like that, I just don't think he's consistent enough. Now, granted, I can say similar things about 7, which I've already said, but it's something about with 7, right? In terms of when his back is against the wall, in terms of when he has one of those weeks where, like it is this week, where every single person has really questioned him, right? I've seen that before with him. I've seen when he feels like his back is against the wall, he comes out and is different. Now, I don't know how different that's going to be, but I do feel like it will be different. It will be a different version of him this week. Now, like I said, that's solely because of how this week has went for him. Now, I don't know how long that lasts. Okay. I don't know how long it lasts, but for this week, I do anticipate it being a little bit different. And I don't think that the Broncos are going to be able to create the pressure on him that he's accustomed. And now we know with 7, he is not always pressure related, that he struggles. We get that because you look at the stats, it hasn't always been pressure related. But I don't anticipate him continuing to miss the wide open downfield shots. And I think that's the part that's the difference between him and what I see with Drew Lock right now.
I was going to say, I think the running game gets going this one too.
It should.
We had 62 last. I think it should. Whatever it is, I think the number's going to keep going up a little bit because Seahawks defense is kind of ass.
When I watch the Broncos, the strength of opponent is legitimate. It is. You watch them on tape. It is legitimate. It makes you question that. But at the same time, we still have our questions, and I definitely understand that. That's why, like, I do think that the running game is in the right direction.
It's going to be better than 62. That's why. Whether it's 63, whether it's 70.
Okay. I just didn't know you were saying like the century mark.
I'm not going to say 100. I think we do run the ball a little bit more this game, and I think it just feeds off what we were doing last week a little bit. Okay. That's what I'm thinking.
Got you. That's what I was trying to figure. I'm like, man, I think it's getting in the right. I just don't think it's going to be one of those ones where we're like, oh, yes, it's finally where we wanted to be. We got 150 on the ground. Like, I don't think it'd be there.
That might happen in Seattle or against Seattle.
Well, Seattle's there. Yeah, you watch that, but this has been going on for them now for a couple years as well, right? They're not the same defense right now.
He pulled up some stat.
Yep,
I had it on in the background. Seahawks defense over the past like 4 or 5 years
is not
the yards per game has just escalated continually.
When Cam got hurt, Earl Thomas left, Sherman was in and out. That's when it really started to fall apart. Then from there, when Bennett left, Averill obviously retired. Pass rush really wasn't the same either, and that's where you start to see that full thing. And that's why I always kept saying to you, I'm like, I'm a Russ guy. I like what Russ can do, but at the same time, it's like that Legion of Boom. Like, I don't think it gets talked about enough because it's night and day, man. When they were doing what they were doing, man, like that team just looked way different to me, man. In terms of like, yeah, Russ can do what he does, but like legitimate, that they are going to be in that dance. They're going to be in that conversation. Like, I don't feel like that right now with them. I think Russ can make it interesting, but I don't think, they're going to coming out the NFC. I just don't believe it, man. But with that being said, though, man, getting back to us.
So you said Ben over Drew Lock?
I like Ben over Lock. But now I got to think about Ben over coming out of a concussion protocol, potentially no practice, Teddy Bridgewater. That's also different because if this is Teddy, regular week Teddy, I'll go that version of Teddy just because of what we've seen from Ben this season. But that's not the Teddy that we're getting. We're getting the Teddy that played 2 quarters last week and is in the concussion protocol. I've been very fortunate. I've never had to be in the concussion protocol. Concussion protocol.
They just weren't doing it.
But for the people that chill out, man, I ain't that old, bro. Stop.
Really?
Listen.
Yeah, I guess that was around the time.
Yes,
2010. They started cranking up the concussion stuff.
Actually, it was 11 because we had the lockout. It was after the lockout. Okay. All right. But my first year, you're right. They did not care about concussions. There was not an independent neurologist. We had never heard that term before until the lockout happened. Then they came back with this concussion doctor. It was like, all right, cool, we got it, bro. Shout out to you. But either way, I've never had to be in that protocol. But from people that have had to, be in that protocol, have had to deal with concussions, they said typically you're still feeling a little fuzzy. I know guys I talk to directly, and it's like, yo, you're cleared off the protocol. And I'm talking to them on Saturday, and they're like, bro, I'm still not there. And then they go out there on Sunday, and they're playing. And you're like, bro, this is nuts. So with that being said, with this being Teddy coming in from that situation, I'm going to go with a non-concussed Ben over a coming from concussion Teddy Bridgewater. Because I know people go, oh, man, Teddy, man, you saw Bridgewater. I know how he's playing, but that's not the Bridgewater that's here right now. That's not. So I take 7 over both of those guys, but I had to give you the caveat to let you understand why. So either way, we're on the same page here, though.
Nice. Yeah.